Luan means lion. In what language is that?
It's in the Albanian language, but I was born in Serbia.
Do you consider yourself Albanian or Serbian?
Right now I have three citizenships, nationalities. I have a French nationality, Serbian one, and a Kosovo one.
That's pretty impressive.
I was born in Serbia. Yeah, but when I was born 25 years ago. Back then it was Yugoslavia, a different country.
Right.
Then when I was 4, there were wars because of nationalism and.
So wait, how old were you? How old are you again?
25.
25. Okay. So yeah, I know that's.
When I was 4, and we went as refugees in Kosovo.
So yeah, that's been a war-torn region since World War II. Yeah. We all know this. It's well, I hope you know that. If you don't, you're pretty ignorant. But so your family actually fell victim to some of the violence going on there then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Politicians make the decisions and the people have to suffer.
Well, yeah, that is true. We all suffer. So, Luan, you're 25 years old. How much experience do you have with typology?
In fact, it's been like 11 months since I first did the test, like 16 personalities test. No one told me about the test. I remember the reason why I decided to do a personality test. I was watching a YouTube channel that was talking about relationships, and the man that was speaking, he was explaining that maybe for some time some relationships may not work out because of personalities, different personalities. And so I said, yeah, maybe that's true. I must know my personality. And I searched in Google for personality, and that came out. But
okay.
At first I test.
So have you done a lot of research after taking that test? Like, did you get very interested in the topic?
In the first weeks, not a lot. I was just watching the definition they gave and the description they gave for every type. I did like 10 times the test. I got ENFP, ENFJ, ESTP, ENTP sometimes. And then after some weeks, I started watching YouTube channels that speak about cognitive functions, personality types. I have not had Carl Jung.
Wait, there we go. Wait, did you say you read Carl Jung?
No, I have not started.
Oh, okay.
I will start with.
What were you like when you were a 5-year-old child?
When I was 5, I can't remember my early childhood. When I was other kids, when I was 8 years old, something like that, because I was staying with some like bad kids. But I don't have much.
Well, did you instigate the fights, or were you just defending yourself?
Maybe sometimes we're both, but right now I don't. I remember the fight, but I don't remember the reasons of the fight.
Right. You like playing football? I imagine you mean what we would call soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got in some fights, but like, what else did you do for fun?
Books about geopolitics, especially about the Balkans and Southern Europe. Also hiking, swimming.
I imagine you. I mean, I imagine you were reading about geopolitics probably largely because of what was going on in the region that you lived, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
well, it's smart to learn about it
I'm doing a master's degree about it's about the Middle East mostly.
All right.
About history of the Middle East. My region is not part of the Middle East. It had interactions with that part of the world.
I mean, I'm just as a side note, I'm part Armenian, and my mother's great grandparents fled to America during the genocide in Armenia. So, but
5 years ago.
But so you're majoring in
I have watched like ethnic maps at that time.
What was that?
In Eastern Turkey, there were a lot of Romanian people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I did learn a bit about the current Armenian conflict with Azerbaijan.
Oh, they're always in conflict with them. They never got along.
Yeah.
But so you're a major. You're a history major. You said you're going to school for that.
And my master's is about history and politics, like a mix.
Okay. So are you like minoring in political science or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that. I don't like politics, but I like geopolitics.
What were you like in high school? Like, were you any different?
Yeah. Like, I had friends. I had like 2 groups of friends. And I would mix. Sometimes I would stay with the other group a little more, sometimes with the other one. But I think I was not very different from now.
Okay.
Maybe just a bit.
Nowadays, what do you do for fun?
Yeah. For fun, I play with friends. This year I'm not playing small clubs. I don't have the time, but I do play in small clubs just for fun and to have the feeling of competition.
Wait, what did you say you
I
played?
I play football.
Oh, okay.
In small clubs.
I got you.
Just for fun. It's nothing else. Just for fun.
Yeah, club sport.
So I also, small club. Also I like hiking. I like swimming a lot. Like going with bikes with friends. Like whenever we go in Kosovo, Serbia, I like visiting the mountains and the region, like historic places. I like that.
Okay.
Well, that's mostly that.
So you're interested in geopolitics, you said. Are you also, do you also have interests in other like abstract topics like that? Like, do you spend a lot of time alone reading about other kinds of things?
Like, I don't read like books about. I read books that are self-help books. Usually I watch science fiction movies and comedy movies. I like that. Even if some of these movies are not very realistic, but I like space exploration, like movies about that. Like a lot.
Okay. Do you follow politics in America or like other parts of the world, or are you just focused on that one region?
In fact, I do follow politics in other parts of the world, but like in South America or South Africa, I don't know a lot of things. I don't know a lot of things about those regions.
Okay.
So I try to concentrate more in North Africa, Middle East, Southern Europe, Europe in general, with Asia politics. It's fun to learn things about that, but I don't see myself like having like an interest in that part of the world.
Mm-hmm. Um, what time do you go to bed every night?
Right now, I go a bit late, like around midnight, or maybe even like an hour later. But usually it's around midnight, but it depends.
Okay.
When I have to go early somewhere, I will try to get up earlier. So I usually midnight.
Okay. When was the last time you went out to eat with your friends?
Around 2 weeks or three weeks. I'm not very sure. We went. We went like in a city 100 kilometers from here. Like I was driving, and like we went to eat there and visit the city. But have to see we made pictures. I have to which day we went. But it's like 2.5 weeks, like approximately.
Okay. Can you remember anything that happened while you were there?
Yeah, like we visited the new, a new part of the city that was very interesting to watch. A good park. Yeah, there was a YouTube channel that I watched, anti-support, like there were 4 guys that made YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a video that I liked very much, like their intro when they would walk, like the ENTJ, INTJ, ENTP, and INTP. They would walk. I was talking with my friends. I was like trying to make them do that video. Like we were 5, so I was trying to make them make a video like that, like just walking, like making a powerful walk, something like that. But they were not accepting. Also, so I got a good like that. But when we were starting to return to our city, we passed by a village, and there was a very old car, like a broken car, in a corner, like, and we started to kick that car, like with some rocks and with a metal bar. I even made a video about that. But it was a car that was already destroyed, so we were not doing any damage in the car. Just like making jokes in the streets.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the connection to come back a little bit. Okay, so
Yeah, my internet connection is not very strong. Sorry.
no, it's all right. We've been doing all right so far. Okay, so do you have a lot of friends?
Yeah, I do have a lot of friends. Very close friends. Like I have 2 friends that are in Kosovo, and in France, I have those friends. I have always we played. Yeah, I have a lot of friends, but not a lot of close friends.
You always found it easy to make friends?
Like, depending in what circumstances, like if I'm going to play like in a football club, in small clubs, I will make friends easier that way, or in university, or in an organization or something like that.
Like, did you have a lot of them when you went to school, when you were younger?
Yeah, even in high school, I had like 7, 8 friends.
Oh, okay. Do you find yourself ever getting into conflicts with people these days?
Like, I don't like conflict. I like, even when we play sports, I like fair game. It's better like to lose a game than to win it and be angry with our teammates. I think that's an important thing.
Okay.
But I was playing with some French, some Arabs, some Kosovars, some Albanians, and some Macedonians, and they started a fight for nothing. I just would go there and like divide them. I would not try to fight someone. But like if someone is going to attack you or insult you, yeah, you have to respond. I don't like them.
Oh, okay. Well, are you someone who finds it easy to supervise people? Like, are you good at being in charge?
Like organizing, going somewhere or doing something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I do something. Sometimes I do that, but if it's always me, like bringing people together and doing stuff, like I need to see others doing their like doing effort from them too. I don't like doing all by myself.
Right, I got you. Do you normally like having fun with other people? Like, how much time do you actually spend like entertaining yourself, like in your room?
It depends day to day. I don't think that depends. Like today, I watched some videos and then I read a bit and then I didn't visit a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was like driving for my uncle and my aunt and my mother. We have to visit a cousin in Switzerland, and the weather was very bad, so it was like snowing. So it was a bit like I didn't want to go there. In fact, I don't even remember know that cousin, but like my mom, my aunt, my uncle, they wanted to do that, so like it depends from day to day. But like for the moment, if I'm free and not doing anything, and if a friend would call me to like have a drink or do something, if I don't have anything to do, I will do that.
Okay. So do you find it hard to say no to people, like when they want your help with something, or like when they want to do something?
Yeah, especially in the past, like when they would ask for help or something, I would try to help them, but if it's every time like that, I sure will not say always yes, but if it's a good friend and he needs help, like I will try to like to be helpful as a friend,
Oh, okay.
and they should need them.
All right. Well, I mean, I think you're an ESFJ at this point.
Ah, I have never thought about that.
Yeah, I mean that's not one of the types that you mentioned, but I mean, when you get down to the bottom of it, I'm seeing like loads of SI from you, like both in your visual presentation and just the way that you talk about stuff. But you're definitely not dominant in that way, because you're actually talking a hell of a lot more, and you can't stop moving. And I really don't think you're a TE Dom. I'm sure you'll agree with me on that.
Yeah, yes.
And I don't know. I mean, that kind of leaves. And you did mention ENFJ as well, so I think it's definitely conceivable that you're an extroverted feeling Dom with introverted sensing behind it. You know, any questions, comments, concerns?
I was talking with a French YouTuber about typology, and like he was thinking of me as an ENTP, but I was not quite sure about her opinion.
Well, I think you're the other extrovert in Alpha Quadra, so I think it's not hard sometimes to confuse an ESFJ with an ENTP, because they do have the same functions. And sometimes the people like ESFJs or ESTJs with like third slot extroverted intuition, they can actually kind of like maybe act a little bit more goofy about it. Like they'll be a little bit more childish with the way that they use any.
Yeah. To be honest, I never thought of being like ESFJ. I was at the start. I was thinking ENFP, ENFJ, then ENTP, and then ESTP. Like someone like we did a chat and he said that I had a lot of SE.
Why did he say that?
Because I was talking a lot about things, so he knew that I was like STP.
What, just because you're talking a lot?
I'm not sure.
Oh. I mean, you do.
Oh,
yeah. Well, you have a lot of like hobbies, you mean, that are often associated with SE. And to be honest, yeah, like probably a larger portion of people who enjoy doing those.
Like rocks, like that, like souvenirs.
You're still breaking up, kind of.
Remember the place and the time when it was there.
So you're saying you have a really good recall of those details? The fact that you can just keep talking about things, because like sometimes I ask people like a question, right, and then they just answer my question like really simple, right? But then you'll answer it right, and then you'll just keep talking about something that related to the question.
Yeah.
And that's something that you see SI tool people do all the time. Like that's SI leading any, where you'll basically just start talking about some other like tangentially related topic, and you can just keep talking and like in great detail too. Very specific. Right? You don't.
Yeah, I would do that with like they were. He had like a Turkish shirt, like of a club, like Galatasaray, the club, Turkish club. And I would say to my friends, you know about the history of that club. That club was founded by an Albanian in 1901.
Well, you're breaking up again. Starting the recording again. Okay, so as we were just discussing, you have great memory, which not all SI users necessarily have, but they tend to. You, more specifically, you can recall specific things that you've seen or specific details very easily about things. You seem to generally be a detail-oriented person. Also, it's commonly seen among people with a lot of introverted sensing that they have an interest in history and what came before and how it influences what's happening now. You know, they kind of see things, it's not necessarily that they're looking at the past, but that they see everything as kind of a progression. While you have a lot of hobbies, like I was saying earlier, that are usually associated with SE people, you know, enjoying athletics and sports and stuff does not by any means, you know, there's plenty of SE dominants who are fucking lazy people who just, you know, sit on their couch and eat chips all day, you know what I mean? It's just a form of cognition that you have. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go out and be a physically active person. It just tends to make you more likely to do that stuff. But I think there's plenty... Sensors of all kinds are going to be more likely to do physical activities, I think, than intuitive. They like to feel things in their body.
Like when I do sports, sometimes I was feeling a lot of pain, like an injury. I try to hide my pain when I play sometimes.
Oh, okay. I mean, is it easy for you to ignore pain?
It hurts, but like we played a game and we lost, and I was injured. But there was another important game that we had to play in a few days, so the coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, another point for ESFJ is that you honestly almost seem more interested in just talking to me than you do in figuring out what type you are. Which...
No, I don't know my type.
But like, I'm kind of wondering at the moment, I guess, if you disagree with my assessment right now, you know, if you have any things to...
Not that I disagree, I never, think I could be that type.
Oh, you just hadn't considered it before.
That conclusion my mind has.
I mean, it's true that you do still have, even as an ESFJ, you still have SE in 6th slot, your demonstrative function, which is a function that you use well and, you know, demonstrate a lot to others. It just doesn't, you know, dominate your psyche, basically, inside of your head, like it would for an SE dominant person. But now that you're thinking about it, does it make sense?
For the moment, I don't know. Like I was sure to have extroverted feeling, but I think sometimes my extroverted feeling is like my enemy, like I have to suppress it.
Well, right, you can't like help yourself from doing it, and sometimes there are times where you wish you could do that, right?
Yeah, in the past, I did that, but I want to help people. But also, when I help someone, I expect like when I need someone to help me, I want a loyal that person I help. He should not disappear when I need him, because I did not disappear when he was with me.
That's very FE type thinking right there. Making sure that everyone's doing their part, reciprocating, participating in the social system of give and take. Okay. And you need people to be loyal. You need to be able to depend on people. So like, you help people with just practical stuff then.
Yeah.